The World Cup is here. 48 countries, 48 national teams, the best players on the planet competing for the greatest trophy in sports. But what if, in the middle of all of this, the straw hat also been called up? Because Oda already told us. In SBS Volume 56, he revealed the nationality of each member of the crew. And when we map those nationalities onto the 2026 World Cup bracket, the destiny of these characters is just as wild as any One Piece arc. So today, I'm gonna walk you through all 10 Straw Hats, where they're from, which national team they represent, and what to expect from each of their campaigns. Fair warning, there's a rivalry happening inside the crew before they even reach the knockout stage. There's a mystery that I'm going to need your help solving, and there's one matchup that I genuinely believe was written by fate. Stay until the end, because this video is just the beginning. Let's start with the lucky ones. The 2026 World Cup is co-hosted by 3 countries, Mexico, Canada, and the United States. And 2 of those countries have a straw hat representing them. Frankie, United States of America. Honestly, is there a more American character in all of anime? The man rebuilt his own body to run on cola, blue hair, and yells super every chance he gets. If that's not American energy, I don't know what is. The US enters this World Cup in a very comfortable position, playing on home soil with the crowd behind them on a team that's been steadily growing into a real contender. They're not favorites to win at all, but they have everything they need to make noise, just like Frankie. Not the strongest on the crew, but never ever underestimate the man who built the Thousand Sunny. And here we have Tony Chopper, representing the Canadian national team. I know, there couldn't be a better country for our doctor. Ha! Oda genius! And even though he doesn't seem like a very big advantage, Chopper is tiny, adorable, harmless looking. But think about it. Chopper has the rumble ball. On the outside, he looks like the least threatening thing in any room. But when the moment calls for it, he becomes one of the most powerful forces on the entire crew. Canada is exactly that in football, a country nobody took seriously that walked into this World Cup as a host nation but carries legitimate stars like Alphonso Davies. Don't sleep on the reindeer doctor, and don't sleep on Canada. Before we go any further, I have to tell you something. 2 Straw Hats, on paper, should not be at this World Cup. Robin represents Russia, and Russia was banned by FIFA for reasons related to a real-life booster call. No competitions, no qualifiers, no call-ups. And Jinbe represents India, a country of over 1 billion people that has never qualified for a World Cup in the modern era. So Robin and Jinbe are out? No World Cup for them? Come on, this is Nico Robin we're talking about. This woman survived O'Hara. She survived the world government hunting her for 20 years. She survived Eni's lobby. You really think a FIFA ban is going to stop her? Robin is an archaeologist, a former Baroque works agent, and one of the most tactically intelligent people in the entire series. If there's anyone on this crew capable of infiltrating another national team with a fake identity, forged documents, and a calm smile on her face, it's her. And Jinbe went with her, because Jinbe is the most loyal helmsman alive. Where Robin goes, he has her back. But which team are they on? That we don't know. And honestly, I think that's a question better answered by you. Drop your theory in the comments. Which national team do you think Robin and Jinbe infiltrated? The best answers might just shape the next video in this series. Now this is where it gets interesting. Introducing to you Group F, featuring Zoro, the greatest swordsman on the Japanese national team, and Nami, the Swedish cat burglar. That's right, Zoro and Nami will face each other in the very first round of the Cup. And things could get tense here, with one potentially stealing the other's spot. Let me break down both sides. Japan is everything you'd expect from Zoro. Disciplined, quiet, and lethal. A team that makes no promises, generates no hype, and then, when you least expect it, knocks out Germany and Spain in the same group stage. That's exactly what happened in 2022. Japan is dangerous precisely because you never see them coming. Just like Zoro, who spends half the time sleeping and the other half being the most terrifying person in the room. Sweden came into this World Cup through the back door. They barely qualified, fell into the playoff, and only secured their spot with a last-minute Gilchrist goal in the playoff final. Does anyone remember Nami walking out of an impossible situation with Luffy smiling like it was the plan all along? That's Sweden. That's Nami. They always find a way. And now they're in the same group. Japan versus Sweden is happening. Zoro versus Nami is happening. So I'll ask you, whose side are you on? One quick note. Yes, Zoro will actually make it to the stadium. He's not traveling alone this time, so there's no chance of a walkover. You know what I mean. Now I need to talk about Usopp, but first I need to talk about Oda. When a fan asked in the SBS which country each Straw Hat would come from, Oda answered everyone one by one. Luffy, Zoro, Japan, Nami, Sweden, and Usopp, Africa. The entire continent, 54 countries, 1.4 billion people. Oda just pointed at the map and said, somewhere over there. The man didn't even give him a country, so we had to make a choice, and we went with South Africa, Bafana Bafana, who qualified for the first time since 2010 when they hosted the tournament themselves. A team nobody picks to go deep, a team that got here through hard work and grit, which makes them perfect for Usopp, a character who spent half the series being called a coward, but always showed up with the shot that nobody saw coming. Bafana Bafana, Usopp, underdogs with something to prove. Don't count them out. Now the level goes up. Sanji, France. It makes complete sense. The best cook in the world from the country with the best cuisine in the world. A fighter who moves with elegance, precision, and style, representing the most technically gifted and dangerous national team on the planet right now. France isn't a favorite for nothing. World champions in 2018, runners-up in 2022, with a squad that genuinely frightens every opponent. They're the kind of team that can look flat for 80 minutes and then one player changes the entire game. Just like Sanji, who you think is out of the fight until a Diable Jambe appears from nowhere and ends the conversation. France is a contender. Sanji is a contender. The only real question is whether Sanji will be able to play his best football against the women's support staff from opposing nations. We all know how that usually goes. This one I need you to pay attention to, because this story is something else. Brooke, representing Austria. Brooke spent 50 years alone on a ghost ship. 50 years waiting. Austria spent 28 years outside the World Cup. Their last appearance was in 1998 in France, and now both of them are back. But fate didn't make it easy for either of them, because Austria landed in the same group as Argentina, the reigning world champions. And when I thought about what One Piece moment this reminds me of, one scene came to mind immediately. Brooke facing Ryuma. It wasn't just a fight. It was about identity, about reclaiming something that was rightfully his. Brooke came back from 50 years of death to face the ultimate challenge. Austria came back from 28 years of absence to face the champions of the world. That's the kind of matchup that writes itself. And now we get to the one that was always going to close this out. Monkey D. Luffy, Brazil. You knew it was going to end here. There is no character in anime more fitting for Brazil than Luffy. He smiles through everything. He plays beautifully even when he doesn't have to. And he carries the most ambitious dream in the world on his back. That is Brazilian football. 5 World Cup titles, the most successful nation in the history of the tournament. No national team carries more history, more tradition, or more expectation than Brazil. But just like Luffy hasn't found the One Piece, Brazil hasn't won a World Cup since 2002, 24 years, and Luffy doesn't give up. No matter how many times the world doubts him, he gets up, smiles, and keeps going. That's the energy Brazil brings to 2026. If Luffy ever finds the One Piece, it'll feel exactly like Brazil winning this World Cup. The end of the longest journey, the fulfillment of a dream that was never in question. Only a matter of when. So that's it. 8 of the Straw Hats are officially called up and ready to play. 2 remain a mystery, and they're counting on you to shape how this story unfolds. If you enjoy this and want to see more, drop a like and comment World Cup so I know. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Peace.